Welcome to It's Happening in Grand Prairie. I'm Georgia Clemson, and we have a wonderful guest for you all today. We have the Director of Tourism for Grand Prairie, Texas, Miss Sarah Dedullock.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Thank you, Sarah. I've been practicing your last name.
Yes, it's tricky.
Because we're so glad to have you today.
Thank you.
And tourism in Grand Prairie is really popping right now, isn't it?
It is. This is our Super Bowl season, to say the least. It's tons of stuff to do. So, it's like, where do we even start? So I thought we would do maybe like a top 10 list.
Great.
Maybe starting with some indoor options for you. As summer progresses, it's going to get hotter. And so we thought, well, starting indoors, here I've got number 10, of course, Verizon Theater. You can always find a great show there. If you haven't been to Verizon Theater, it's over 6,300 seats, indoor facility where you can watch concerts and all kinds of things. Just a couple shows they've got coming up in June. Actually, they've got 8 shows so far in June. Of course, they schedule them all the time, but some of them include Boston, the group Boston.
Oh, yes. My grandson wants to go to that because his name is Boston.
Oh, how neat. Yes, great band. And then Martin Lawrence, he'll be up there doing a comedy show, so it's a really good mix of music and entertainment. In July, we've got a couple of different 6 shows scheduled. Shawn Mendes and Chris Tucker are a couple of the highlights that'll be there in July. So yeah, that's one option if you're looking for something cooler to do this summer in Grand Prairie. The next thing we've got is go down on Main Street. We've got our Uptown Theater as another option for an indoor activity. And the Arts Council has a couple of different shows lined up this summer. I'm sure Libby will talk about it. But Mary Poppins is going to be in June, and so that's going to be an excellent show. So make sure you get your tickets for that well in advance.
It will be very popular.
Yes.
With the families.
Yes. And then part of their summer arts program, they're going to do The Little Mermaid, the junior edition. Yes. And so that'll be a really fun show to see as well. If you haven't been to Ripley's lately, oh my goodness. Ripley's right off of Palace Parkway. Yes. You can see it from I-30. They have a brand new attraction. It's their 5th attraction, which is, there's Grand Prairie's Ripley's is the only Ripley's that has 5 attractions under one roof. So we're pretty proud of that. But the new one is a 7D moving theater.
Oh, wow.
And I would just encourage you to load up the kids this summer and take them to Ripley's, especially when it starts getting into the 100-degree weather this summer that we'll experience. Ripley's is so much fun. This 7D moving theater, you've got the 3D glasses, the chairs move, you shoot at a movie theater, 2 different films. Anyway,
and the kids would love that, wouldn't they?
Yes, and it's good for any age group, really. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah, there's a few indoor options. And then, of course, as we go into the outdoors for summer, Lone Star Park, horse racing, they will be going on until July 17th is their last race on Sunday. So you can catch live racing there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's a couple of Thursday night races still. Also, if you're not into live horse racing, they also have a summer concert series and some really, really great names coming up. On June 17th will be the Josh Abbott Band that you hear on the radio. June 18th is Gary Allen. July 8th is Chris Young, and July 16th they wrap up the series with Pat Green. So.
And they're affordable, aren't they?
Yeah, it's only, if you go for the racing, it's only $5 general admission. If you go for just the concerts, if you go before 8 o'clock, it's $5. After 8 o'clock, they charge you $20 because you're just going to see the concert.
Yes.
They start those right after the last race. So. And of course, July 4th at Lone Star Park for Stars and Stripes with the fireworks show and everything.
That's a place to be, at least where you can see them, correct?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, now we're the countdown. Where are we on that
countdown?
Yes,
that was number 7. So now, I know I'm skipping, I'm sorry. Number 6.
That's all right.
Number 6 is if you haven't visited the Grand Prairie Premium Outlets, I highly suggest that. That's 110 stores there at Great Southwest on I-20, and anywhere from 25 to 65% off retail. And everything you can imagine, from Coach to J. Crew down to Children's Place and Crazy 8, so they've got something for everybody.
And Sarah, sometimes on the weekend holidays, such as we're approaching or that we're
Yes.
about to have, they have an extra percentage off.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes. Like Memorial Weekend, they
Yes.
have specials. July 4th weekend, they'll have specials. So there's always extra value at Grand Prairie Premium Outlets. So make sure you stop there. Now, if you're into shopping, number 5 we've got here is Traders Village. They are open every Saturday and Sunday. 3,500 vendors out there selling their wares, but it's not just a flea market. They also have tons of new rides for kids, lots of special events, just to name a few that are coming up in June 11th and 12th. They're having a pop and rock weekend, and so they've got music by impersonators of Elvis and Michael Jackson.
Oh.
So that's always a big hit. Everybody goes out there and tries to dance like Michael Jackson.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
It's fun to watch. And then a mariachi festival coming up on July 9th. And then they have started something new as well. They're doing their own country summer concert series, and they're doing it with The Ranch. It's a Fort Worth radio station, 95.9 The Ranch. And so on July 23rd, they're going to have their own country music, and it's part of a series as well. So there again, Traders Village is open every weekend, and it's free admission. It's just $4 to park.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then moving right along, number 4, I'm calling this Homegrown and So Tasty. It's at the Farmers Market. This is open every Saturday, and from now till December, they open at 8 o'clock and they go till about 1 o'clock or so. And just to name a couple of the special events that they've got coming up, on June 4th is the crawfish boil. So that starts at 10 o'clock and will go till about 1 or 2. It's $10 a pound for crawfish if you're into those.
Yes.
And then of course they'll have live music and stuff. June 25th is the annual car and bike show. They've got a craft fair day in July, and then of course they'll round out summer in August on the 20th with the Hatch Chili Fest. So every Saturday at Farmers Market on Main Street is always hopping.
Yes, that sounds great.
And then going to number 3, we've got our Texas Air Hogs baseball.
Yes.
They're in the entertainment district. The format's a little bit different this year. They have actually combined their season with Amarillo. So they've got basically 2 home stadiums. One of them is being the Air Hog Stadium here in Grand Prairie, and then their other home stadium is in Amarillo. So they're going to play about 25 games here in Grand Prairie this year. So normally that's about 50 games. So the other half of the season that would normally be played here, they are hosting the Great Southwest Collegiate League baseball teams. And there's an Arlington team, Fort Worth, Grand Prairie, Dallas, and these are college players for a league of their own, and the Air Hog Stadium is their home field. So you can always watch baseball out there all summer long, depending on whether or not it's the Texas Air Hogs or it's this collegiate league.
Right in our own backyard.
Yes, so it's a lot of fun. It's really, really great family entertainment. And then going down to number 2, of course, we've got a couple of different options for golf. If you're into golf and don't mind golfing when it's 100 degrees outside, we've got a couple of great options for that. One is Tangle Ridge Golf Course, and they're located at South Grand Prairie at 818 Tangle Ridge. The other one is Prairie Lakes Golf Course. They're off of 14th Street. And just a website to throw out there is grandgolfdeals.com for golfing specials. So if that's what you want to do this summer, then there's coupons for that and deals for that as well. And then our number 1 attraction for things to do this summer, of course, is Joe Pool Lake. Everybody wants to be on the lake in the summer, and so there again, we've got a couple of different options. At Lloyd Park, they're located at 360 in Raglan. That's an overnight park, so you can camp in one of the cabins, you can pitch a tent, you can rent the brand new lodge.
Oh yes, that's exciting.
Yes, they've got boat docks, swimming areas, beach areas, playgrounds, so an awesome option for overnight camping here in Grand Prairie. And then the last one is at Lynn Creek, and that's at 5700 Lake Ridge Parkway. This is a day park, so there's no overnight stays here, but they've got a playground, a beach area, volleyball courts, sand volleyball courts, and then of course the Oasis is right there, the floating restaurant that will be hopping with live music every weekend. So and the marina's there, and So anyway, it's going to be a great summer in Grand Prairie.
It is. And Sarah, thank you so much for giving us these top 10 ideas for a staycation in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
'Cause nothing ever gonna make this world better if we don't start believing that love really, really, really is the answer. Everybody join hands 'cause it's time now. Spread the love all over the world. Spread it all over the world.
Welcome back, and welcome to our next guest, Mr. Bill Mosier, representing the Grand Prairie Chamber of Commerce. Very well coordinated here in red, white, and blue. Welcome.
That's right.
Welcome, Bill.
Thank you for having me once again, and I'm glad we both got the
memo. Yes.
the patriotic
message.
memo.
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
Tell us what's happening at the Chamber. I know we always like to start with something very special to the Chamber.
Well, we always like to start with giving a list of our sustaining members because they help us out extensively in covering all of our expenses. So I'll do that, and then I'll go on to the events that we are having this month.
Great.
Our sustaining members, continuing on, at the Emerald level, we have Hong Kong Market, Asia Times Square, Matthew Lowe and all of his family. That's great. And at the Platinum level, we have Airbus Helicopters, Classic Chevrolet, the Thompson Group, Grand Bank of Texas, and the Grand Prairie Independent School District. At the Gold level, we have JMH Printing, Neighborhood Credit Union, Encore Electric Delivery, and another favorite of ours, Traders Village.
Yes.
Been out there for a long time. At the Silver level, we have Fast Signs at Highway 67. And finally, at the Bronze level, we have Baylor Medical Center in Irving, Bean Massey Burge Funeral Home, the City of Grand Prairie, Funeraria del Angeli Funeral Home, Grand Prairie Ford, La Patrona Mexican Restaurant, Lockheed Martin, Fire and Missile Control, Sam's Club, Texas General Hospital, Texas Arlington Memorial Hospital, Verizon Theater at Grand Prairie, Victor's Event Room in the historic Anderson Building, Walmart of Grand Prairie, and of course, always last but not least, Uncle Bob's Self-Storage. That's
yes,
right.
Yes, that's a good one. What a great list.
That's right. This
What
month
else?
we don't have that many activities. We're kind of toning down a little bit for the summer. We have our Business Exchange Breakfast, which is Friday morning, June the 10th. It's held at the Chamber of Commerce. It's at 7:45. The speaker this month is going to be the Grand Prairie Genealogical Society, Pamela Knight, and she's going to be talking about making history in Grand Prairie.
Oh, and her book.
Yeah, and her book. That's
Great.
right. Yeah, that she wrote actually two now, right? This is the second one.
I'm not sure. I know the last one was hers.
Okay. And then the Chamber of Commerce monthly luncheon is June the 15th at the Ruthie Jackson Center between 11:30 and 1. The speaker is going to be kind of special. It's Dr. Kabari. He is the president of UTA, and I'm assuming he's going to be speaking about the State of the Union at UTA and what's going on over there, because there's always all kinds of activities and new things going on over at UTA. The cost to attend that is $20, and you have to RSVP to the chamber by the 8th. You can get a hold of anybody at the chamber by using their first name at grandprairiechamber.org. So you can call Nicole at 972-264-1558 to see to register for it, to RSVP, or you can email her at nicole@grandprairiechamber.org. We also have our monthly Hispanic networking meeting. It's on Tuesday, June the 28th. It's between 2 and 3, and it's always at the Pioneer Event Center down on Pioneer Parkway in Robinson. The speaker this month is going to be Grand Prairie Police Department Officer Juan Alamazan, and Juan's going to be talking about business crime prevention tips. He's a very nice man, and he taught my Citizens Police Academy class, so he's very knowledgeable. Grand Prairie police officer, and has been on the force for a number of years. We have our Branding Irons Breakfast Thursday the 30th. It's going to be at Rodriguez Bakery over on Clarice. For all the old people, that's the old Edelman's location, but for all the old Grand Prairie
Thank
people,
you.
it's the old Edelman's location.
Yes.
105 Clarice in Grand Prairie. And while I'm on the topic of the branding irons, Sandy Morrison's done a lot with the branding irons, but this year's president of the branding irons is Beverly Grogan. But because of Beverly's health issues, and we all ought to keep Beverly and her family in our prayers.
Absolutely.
Tracy Aldridge from United Realty and Associates has taken over that role of the Branding Irons. And the Branding Irons are our ambassador group that reaches out to the new businesses and welcomes them into the chamber. And this year this month, we have 4 or more ribbon cuttings for new businesses. But if anybody wants to get involved with the Branding Irons or wants to go to any of these ribbon cuttings or the breakfast, they can always call Tracy at 469-235-0797. That's his office number, or leave a message and say that you want to become involved. And the 2 last things I'd like to remind everybody about is the First Thursday. First Thursday is a thing the Chamber's doing at Roma's Italian Restaurant on Main and Center, and you go there between the hours of 5 and 8, and I think it's 10% of the food that's purchased and everything else is donated to a charity. Last month it was the Grand Prairie Citizens Police Academy, I think, or Grand Prairie Police Charities or something, and then this month it's Kids Inc. So if you're interested in that and you want to get a good Italian dinner, go there and you benefit not only your palate with good Italian food, but you also benefit a charity in Grand Prairie, and that's sponsored by Roma's and I think United Realty, Tracy Aldridge again. So that's on the 10th, and then the last thing that was added after we printed our agenda here was 360 Self-Storage at 3031 Equestrian Lane in Grand Prairie has agreed to be our June Business After Hours sponsor. And that's always the 4th Thursday. So in June it's the 23rd, and it's going to be at their location at 3031 Equestrian Lane in Grand Prairie, and that's between the hours of 5 and 7. And there's usually beverages and hors d'oeuvres and things like that, and it's a networking. You don't have to RSVP for it. It's good if you want to just find out some of the things about the Chamber, show up.
And Bill, on the ribbon cuttings, if someone is not a member of the Chamber and they want to attend, they can go to those as well.
They can go to those, and if they want to join the Chamber, one of the benefits is you get a ribbon cutting. Some of them, most of them are done right at the business where, that joined the Chamber, but in these cases, like these contractors, they maybe just have an executive office or something like that, and so they're doing it at the Chamber. But if Jackson Vending wanted to have a ribbon cutting, we would have it right out there in front of your building, and all various and sundry little Clemsons could be there as we were snipping the ribbon.
Oh, that sounds fun. Now, tell me, the building has been under renovation, the Chamber building, correct? The
Chamber building has, the renovation is completed, actually. Please stop by, and if you want to. It's gorgeous. We put a new roof on. We completely gutted the building. There's all new furniture. There's new tile. It looks. We wanted to dress it up. I mean, the building was nice, but it was built in the 80s, and there was a lot of aspects to it that were still 1980s. So it's much more modern looking, much more business high tech. We've included some additional. Instead of the big wall of business cards and flyers, we've got a touchscreen computer monitor where you can find the same information, but you just go to the monitor. And it would be a nice time to introduce yourself to some of the new members of our Chamber staff. Lynn and Greg have been there for a while, but Nicole, Maria are relatively new. So come by and see them and see the new Chamber, the new Chamber offices. But it's finished, and thanks a lot to Stan Moore and all of his people. They're the ones that did it.
We may need to have a ribbon cutting where we can make it official.
Right, and have some kind of a function to get all the people in.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Bill, for all this information you've brought us from the Chamber. We appreciate all that you do for our city.
Well, I appreciate you letting us come on and give out this information, because if we don't get it out there, we can't get people in.
Absolutely. Thank you. And we'll be right back.
I can't believe we broke Old Man Hennessy's window.
Correction, dude. You broke. I just threw the ball.
This is really bad. What are we gonna do?
Dude, kiss your life goodbye.
See ya.
Sorry, dude.
Keep smiling, keep shining. No,
Hi.
you can't.
Tell him it was an accident, and we can fix the window. I'll come with you.
Oh, that's what friends are for.
Welcome back, and welcome to our next 2 guests. We have with us Libby Clausen, Executive Director of the Grand Prairie Arts Council, and a very special returning guest, Eric Kreiner. We're so glad to have both of you today.
Thank you so much, Georgia.
Eric, now I know you have lots of jobs at the Arts Council. Very important to the Arts Council and the Arts Council Board. And we have a little history too, don't we?
Oh, we do.
Together with the Arts Council.
Oh, yeah.
And that was in the Music Man many moons ago, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that
Many
was
years ago.
fun. And we think we have a picture of that, but we couldn't find it today, right?
Not today.
Too long ago.
But we will, I'll bring you one.
Thank you. Now, Libby, tell us what Eric is doing, and then he can tell us about it as well.
Well, it's time for our annual summer musical, Mary Poppins, and Eric, along with Denise Rodriguez, are our co-artistic directors. So I brought Eric along to fill you in on cast and everything that's going on with the show to get it ready for presentation in June.
Fantastic. Eric, tell us about it.
Well, we are doing a Mary Poppins. So we get an opportunity to go back in time into like the 1910 era in London. And just like the famous books are, we get to do a production of Mary Poppins. We get to bring her to life on stage. And it's a little drop of history in there. Time to go back and enjoy a kind of a simpler time. Bring a little London here to Grand Prairie in Texas. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have about a cast of a little over 40. That's including adults and children. There's going to be quite a little bit of magic going on because you know that Mary Poppins has her way of getting things done.
Yes.
And it's a wonderful story with lots of color and lots of magic, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, and Libby, how do they get tickets and when is the production?
The show is going to be June 17th, 18th at 8 o'clock, June 19th at 2 o'clock. Then we've got June 24th and 25th at 8 o'clock, and then the 25th and 26th at 2 o'clock. So we have Friday and Saturday nights, and then we have a Saturday matinee and 2 Sunday matinees. And it's very easy to get your tickets. You can go online to artsgp.org. There's a link you click on. You can pay with your credit card right online, no extra fees. You can print your tickets out, bring them with you, or we'll hold them for you at the door.
That's perfect.
You can also call the Uptown Theater if you'd rather, or you can visit the box office during their regular hours during the week and purchase your tickets that way if you'd rather.
That's great. And Eric, you're working with Dr. Rodriguez again, and you just had a show with her where you all were together performing as Driving Miss Daisy.
Correct.
That was excellent.
It was a wonderful show. It was a great time. I hadn't been on stage in a couple of years, so this was a great opportunity to kind of come back and revisit the stage again.
Now, in July, what can we expect, Eric?
In the month of July, we do our Summer in the Arts program. And this year, we're doing a production of The Little Mermaid.
Wow. And give us some more information about that, Libby, would you?
Summer in the Arts is for kids that have finished first grade through 15 years old. July 11th through 15th, we have our Art Explosion. We've hired 4 art teachers from the Grand Prairie Independent School District. Some of the best teachers they have are coming in. We can take up to 60 kids, and they'll spend the week doing all kinds of art projects. I've met with the teachers. They're doing all brand new projects the kids have never done before, including a student painting party that they're going to have on Wednesday afternoon as part where the kids will we have a special instructor coming in, and it's a painting party for the kids. And then we have an art exhibit on Friday where family and friends can come and see what the kids have done all week. So it's a great week. And it runs 9 to 4 Monday through Friday. And then starting on July 18th through the 30th, that's a 2-week camp, we do our summer musical for the kids. And we have auditions on the first day. They cast, every child who's enrolled gets cast, and they rehearse for 2 weeks. And then we put on 2 public performances, which this year we do 3 public performances. July 29th, which is a Friday at 7 p.m. And then July 30th, we have 2 shows at 2 and 6. And we can take up to 60 kids in both of those classes, but we have a lot of folks enrolling. So we want people to go ahead and go online once again to our website, artsgp.org. There's a Summer in the Arts page. You can sign your child up there. You can pay. All the forms are there. And we also do offer some scholarships for kids that live in Grand Prairie and their parents can't afford to send them. We don't want to turn anyone away who can't afford to come. And the Lone Star Park Charitable Trust has graciously given us a grant that helps us allow some of those kids to come who could not otherwise be able to come.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
And for parents who are looking for positive things for their children to do in the summer, this is a great opportunity.
Absolutely. And Eric has put together a great staff with him to work with the kids on that 2-week camp. And what we find is once they work with Eric and his team, they come back then year after year, and they also become part of our community productions, which the kids that are our children's ensemble and Mary Poppins, I believe all of them have participated in our Summer in the Arts program.
Correct.
And some families come as a group, don't they?
Oh,
too?
absolutely. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And that
definitely.
makes it so nice. Is there anything else you want to remind us of, Libby, before we close out?
Well, everybody needs to visit our website, get your tickets for Mary Poppins, which is in June, and go ahead and sign your kids up for Summer in the Arts. And then visit our website to see all the great things that we have going on. It's going to be a busy summer for the arts here in Grand Prairie. And Eric and my board of directors, we're so grateful to have them. I think they're the hardest working board that we have for a nonprofit here in Grand Prairie. Eric has either been involved with or on the board of the Arts Council for most of his life.
Yes, I
He
know
received our
that.
scholarship, went to school, came back, and that's really what it's all about. The arts community in Grand Prairie is raising those kids up and bringing them back home to keep developing the arts and moving us forward. Because those of us who are my age, we need some folks to take over when we're ready to let it go. So
Did you hear that, Eric?
Oh, yeah.
You better be ready.
we are glad to have these young people coming up.
We are delighted to have the young people coming up, and you, Erica, do so much wonderful work for the Arts Council. We do appreciate you.
Thank you.
God bless you, and the upcoming events sound wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us as well. I'm Georgia Clemson, reminding you that it's happening in Grand Prairie.